Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Okay, today's video, da da da. Obviously, it's 4 looks with the new Nomad Santa's Village palette. This is from Lapland, Finland. I have not been able to pronounce this middle shade's name, so I refer to it a lot as the middle shade. I'm not going to hammer too much. If you want to see the looks that I created and what I think of this palette, stick around. We're going to get into it. Let me just say real quick, I upload several videos every week, at least 4. If you want to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel. All right, enough yammering. I'm about to have a very naked face. Brace yourself. This is either my 4th or 5th look. It depends on whether or not I keep all the looks in. I probably will, because you know, it is what it is. So this will be my 5th look, your 2nd. And I'm gonna do something I haven't done yet, and that is try to do a kind of halo eye. So I'm going to use Fir Tree, which is the green. And I'm gonna put that on the inner and outer portion of my eye. That was painful. I'm having quite the day today. I managed to program my smart bulbs in my smart plug, and I cooked myself breakfast, which isn't something I typically do. I'll usually just have whatever I can grab real quick out of the fridger. And this morning I love cauliflower, and I really wanted cauliflower. And we have some that's like the buffalo wings, but it's cauliflower. And so a lot of times I'll just throw it in the microwave and eat it like that. But this morning I actually put it in the air fryer and like did it the right way. It was delicious. So that was pretty exciting. All right, how do I think this is going? I'm really trying to do something a little different. In doing these looks, I realized that I do the same thing all the time, which, I mean, it's what works for my eye shape, so it makes sense. But maybe something a little bit different would be fun. So that is what is inspiring today's look. I really, really like this green eyeshadow. I'm just gonna work on blending and getting this to look as good as I can, and then I'll come back and we'll move on. Okay, so I think I've got the outline pretty much how I want it, and I dragged the green down along my lower lash line. So now I'm going to go into White Christmas on this giant pencil brush. It's a Rephr 26. And I'm just going to use White Christmas to blend out the fir tree up along my transition area. Just going to spend the next few minutes blending this. Okay, this is where trust the process comes in, because I'm definitely starting to panic a little bit. Now I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue and I'm going to put that all over where I didn't apply any eyeshadow on my lids. And you'll notice I didn't put anything up in my crease and in my transition area in the center, because my eyes are hooded. Eyeshadow will end up there anyway, so if I do it on purpose, it tends to look a little better. I am not very familiar with using glitter glue. This is literally maybe my 3rd or 4th time ever. So I don't actually know what I'm doing. So don't judge me too harshly. But I did find that this really helped make the shimmery shades pop a little bit more, which, you know, I thought might be pretty good. on a halo type eye look. And I'm just overlapping the fir tree a little bit because we want the shimmery shades to be in the center and overlapping. And we'll just help it look a little better. Okay, I'm gonna use the same brush, just the other side. And in my other green look, I used Winter Lights, which is this one right here. So I think I wanna use, what is this called? Sauna. I think I wanna use Sauna this time. So on that same brush, just gonna start patting it on. That's really not working that well. Let me see. These shades are, they're definitely a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna use my Refer number 2. Hopefully I picked some up. And then on the outer edges, I want to use the Winter Lights shade, which is that shimmery green. I think that will help the blend. So really just lots of layering and overlapping. All right, let's go into Peace. And just see if we can't pile that on as well. Let's just get all the shimmers. Okay, this is where we are right now. I know it's still looking a little crazy. I think once my base is done and I've got lashes and liner and the whole thing, it should come together. So I'm gonna go off camera real quick and do all of that. And if I come back and my face is done, you'll know I think it came together. All right, hopefully I'll see you in a minute. All right, I'm back and that's the look done. Let's zoom in for an up close at the eyes. How's about I zoom you out and I tell you what I think, show you the other looks that I came up with, and we can wrap this video up. Okay, for this first look, I went in with Winter Lights all over the inner half of my lid up into my crease. I really liked this shade a lot. Preferred it wet, but it was nice and pigmented. And then I went with Fir Tree all over the outer half of my lid in my crease. I just blended that out and into Winter Lights. These shadows blend beautifully. And of course I dragged Winter Lights over Fir Tree, and then I went with White Christmas just to further blend the outer edges of the Fir Tree. And I think this look came out so, so pretty. Definitely one of my favorites. I really like green eyeshadow, so, and this look was super easy. That Winter Lights shade is stunning. This next look, not one of my favorites, I don't think. I took Santa all over the inner 2/3 of my lid. I really wanted this to be the focus. And then I used Elf on the outer to deepen up. And then of course, White Christmas to blend the edges. But then with that center shade that I can never pronounce. And then I wet it and I really got that going all over my lid, up into my crease a little bit. I didn't love how it looked, so I used Santa over the shimmery shade and then used some Fir Tree to blend the red and the Elf together. And that's the final look. I ended up really liking it. I don't think it says Christmas necessarily, but I think it was really fun. And layering Santa over that middle shimmer shade, I think ended up looking really, really pretty. For this final look, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. I wanted something gentle. So I went in with the NYX glitter glue all over my lid, up into my crease a little bit. And then I used Rudolph. I just piled that on all over my eye, and then I added a little bit of Santa on the outer corner up to my crease a little bit and along the outer edge of the lower lash line. I wanted something very simple, very pretty, and that's what I ended up with. And then there's this look, which I was a bit nervous about, but I gotta say, now that my face is done and I have lashes on, I am hardcore loving. I really think this is so stinking fun. Christmas? Nope. But really, really cool. I'm I'm a little impressed with my own self. I'm just going to say that right now. Anyway, as for this palette, like I mentioned in my first video, which I'll link below if you would like to take a reconnoiter, I also have a whole like Nomad playlist. I'm a huge fan of Nomad, have been for about a year now. I'm also, I have a code with them now, so if you want to save 10% on your purchase, you use code JAN, all caps, and you can save 10%, which boils down to free shipping. But hey, that's cool, right? I'm excited. I used my code to order this. It was very exciting. I've been a huge fan of Nomad for, like I said, about a year now. This palette, the matte shades in this, absolutely freaking stunning. Love, love, love them. They are buildable, they're blendable. This off-white shade, it doesn't really show up on my eyes. So unless you are super, 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 super light or super dark, it's not going to show up. But it helps to lighten the red, lighten the green, lighten the gray, just beautifully. It's just stunning. It is a transformative shade, even though it's just a matte, translucent, almost white. And the shimmer shades. I have heard lots of positives and lots of negatives about these shades. And I have to say, at first I was like, okay, I can do this. I know what not to expect. But then, like, as I'm putting on the eyeshadow, muscle memory kicks in. It's pretty much the only memory I have. And it wants to pile on shimmer shades like a crazy person. And when I throttle back, I'm like, get your shits together, Jan. This isn't what this is. I end up loving what happens. Like this look. I really wasn't liking it at all. And then all of a sudden, it was beautiful. So try to shut up your muscle memory when you're playing with this, if you do, and just go at it from a different perspective, because these aren't the kind of shimmer shades that are going to give you slap in the face, beautiful pigmentation and shine. These are gentle and just like fairy light-ish. Does that make sense? Like they're not going to come up and smack you, but they might tickle you a little bit. I don't know, maybe that's goofy, but I really, really do enjoy this palette so, so much. So, per usual, let me know in the comment section, did you get this palette? Do you like this palette? Which look, if any, was your favorite? Which look, if any, did you dislike? Also, I want to mention, I have used one of these shades as my highlight for every one of these looks, and I love it so much. Apparently, in Jan World, you can have highlighters in an eyeshadow palette. You just can't have anything else in palettes together. It doesn't make any sense, but I really do like this highlight. I think it looks so pretty. A bit subtle, but can be built up. It's glorious. So, all right, I'm going to stop yammering. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I super appreciate you being here. Be good and remember to be kind to you.